Hey, what is up? So, I decided to bring some Generation Zero gameplay here. I haven't really had a chance to do anything in a very long time, so I just wanted to go and start fresh with a new game. So, this has only been out for, I don't know, maybe, what, 2.5, 3 weeks? And, you know, I wanted to start off fresh, create a character, new game, just kind of show people, or at least you guys, the viewers, you know, if you're interested in this game, looking at it, you know, if it's a good buy or not. Right now, I think it's only $35. It's still pretty, I'd say, basic. You know, you get your, as you can see, typical custom character-ish. You can modify your character in-game, so that's not so bad. You can find things as you go throughout to customize it, so it's not quite Skyrim level, but it adds a flair, you know. So I went ahead and included the startup and all that, just to, you know, really show that I started this right from the beginning. This is my very first time playing through, so I had to really go through and edit out the noob-like content basics of figuring out the game. The game plays out, and the button schemes are very similar to pretty much all open world simulators or survival games in general. Actually, a lot of stuff's done with the same basic keys, you know, tab, I for inventory, stuff like that. So really, like I said, it's pretty basic in its form right now. I haven't really noticed too many bugs. This game has a lot of mixed reviews on Steam. A lot is saying that it's buggy, but so far I haven't run into any bugs. Actually, you know, I can think of one, and you'll see it later on with enemies. They can, I don't know, like I guess the indicator for them noticing you pops up even if you're fully behind cover, if they don't even notice you. I don't know if maybe it goes based off sound. But as you can see right here, I'm in the game. The game is beautiful. Granted, I'm running on a not common setup with a 1080 Ti, so I really don't know how this plays on really anything less than that. As you can see, I have the Afterburner running. As you can see that at ultra settings, I'm running at, what is it, 150 frames in this building, and then I'd say in normal open world, I'm getting about 90. I am playing on a 144 Hz monitor with G-Sync on, so it kind of smooths out the experience, and obviously you won't see how smooth it is in real life because, I mean, with compression and everything on YouTube, they usually end up not being, I don't know, as smooth as actual gameplay. I am gonna upload this in 1080p 60 frames, so at least it'll look somewhat good. But as you see here, you know, go around the objectives in this game are not. This game doesn't hold your hand. I think that's what I'm trying to get at. This game does not hold your hand. Like, and from what I hear, like when you get in like bigger missions, and I eventually pull up the map so you can see just how spread out this game is. You know, for $35, they do offer a pretty good experience, I'd say. The amount of content for a game that just hit the market, like a full game, it really has a lot. And you can see they have emotes because this game is fully multiplayer. Anyone can drop in. You can invite your friends. So here's first look at kind of how the menu works. So when you pick something up, you can either, it gives you an option to read or view something, or when you start a mission to go straight to it. You can also click tab. So yeah, here's the map. So there's small area is the archipelago. It's where you start off, and then the map, everything that you see, from what I hear you can go to. From what I do know and what I have noticed is that you cannot swim. I don't know if later in the game you can. Obviously I just captured gameplay and hopped straight into it. Now the actual video is actually over an hour long. I honestly forgot that I was recording. So I really had to go through and really skim out and trying to get like some of the highlights from this gameplay, or at least shrink it, because I think I got it down to about 16 minutes, and I still feel like it's somewhat long just because the startup, there's so much learning to do, and learning how to do the combat. It's a pretty much, as far as the combat goes, typical, you know, first person shooter, you know, aim, shoot, hip fire, and because it's an survival game, you know, you unlock skills, you get experience, you do things that modify how the game plays and stuff like that. So you start off with this basic pistol, and you find ammo. So one of the things I will say right off the bat that I don't think I showed in this gameplay is there's different types of ammo. You know, you got hollow points, full metal jackets. You know, every every gun person that I know knows a little bit more than I do about that. But you can look at the ammo that you have in the inventory, and it tells you kind of, you know, how your damage is going to be done to the robots in this game. So I think I'm coming up on the first point where I run into an enemy. Yeah, there we go. So these are pretty much what you're going to encounter at the beginning of the game at first. From what I can tell, the AI in this game is pretty basic, not as advanced as I thought, but they do, you know, rush you, jump on you, things of that nature. I guess slightly what you'd expect from a robotic dog. But yeah, so you can change up your ammo and your weapons so it affects the damage that you do to them. Enemies are pretty spread out. For such a huge map, you're not always gonna run into encounters. They're gonna be hot spots, kind of in this first area, like right here. I'm at this church, scoping it out. I do believe there's 3 enemies off the top of my head that I can remember, and you know that they made the enemies work together pretty well. So they try to surround you, get you pinned down. These dogs, they'll either jump on you or they'll run to a spot with enough clearance that they can pull out their machine guns that come out of their back. And when you're fighting them, they have weak points. So, you know, you can shoot out their joints or you can shoot their back, and really open up areas that you can get more critical shots in. And obviously with a pistol, you know, you're really just doing the best you can. So now the map here pulled up just like normal games. You know, click the M button, you're gonna pull up the map, or you can pull up your menu and go to the map tab. You can set waypoints. You can, everything's in real time because it's pretty much like an always on multiplayer that you can disable. I don't think I actually pulled that up and mess with that setting, but you can disable multiplayer if you just want to play a solo experience. But yeah, it gives you the ability to map your waypoints, number them, things of that nature, so you can really plan out what you're going to do, the exact path you're going to take to get to places. And those binoculars that I picked up at the beginning, I've at this point learned are very useful. So you can pull them up, you use the scroll button to zoom in and out, and you can really kind of get a lay down on, you know, kind of how you're going to approach a situation or how you're going to take on an enemy. Now, I don't show the skills tab until later, but, you know, one of the skills actually allows you to see some of the features of the enemies. I think the first unlock of that is seeing difficulty or level. And then there's another part to it that I didn't really, it doesn't really come to me at the top of my head. And there you go, I just got down. So I know, or from what I can tell, sorry, is that you can, in single player, revive yourself. And then I think in multiplayer you have to have your friend revive you. It kind of makes sense. I mean, there's no point in adding the feature to revive yourself if you're playing with other people. And as I'm getting wrecked, I'm just flying through my simple aid kits. And I don't think I actually included any gameplay of looting the church, mainly just because, you know, it's a part of a mission that you get, so I didn't really want to, I guess, spoil that. But one of the things I did get is a shotgun from there, and because I'm going to be pulling it up pretty soon here. So this is gameplay of me at a lumber mill, or is it a hunter's lodge or a lumber mill? But yeah, this is one of the places I encountered afterwards. And as you can see, you can crouch, be silent, and enemies won't, you know, notice you. It's really when you make a lot of noise that enemies notice you, and the things you wear and the perks you get, or sorry, skills you get, affects how enemies, I guess, notice you, and like how they hear your actions, I guess. And there are collectibles. I still have no idea what they really serve in this game, other than, you know, that you can just collect them. Yeah, so as you can see, I'm fully indoors right now, and the notice meter keeps popping up, and this is one of the things I was talking about earlier, how you can be completely out of sight, and, you know, enemies, I guess, still take notice. I don't know, maybe it's the AI is just good enough in this game to pick up on the noise that I'm making, but it's not enough to, like, I guess, raise suspicion. I'd say the notice meter, I guess that's what I'm gonna call it, it's similar to Far Cry. You know, yellow means, you know, they know something's there, they're gonna investigate. Red is obviously they're gonna go ham on you, and white is like that thing telling you, like, hey, like, be quiet, you know, they don't notice you're there, but anything you do can give your position away. So at this point, I know I gotta do something. So this is where I think part of this game shines, is using the environment to your advantage, right? So you can see that I was shooting through the door, and now I'm using this window to, you know, attack them, but I'm leaving myself in a position where, you know, I can stay protected. Yeah, because I'm trying to minimize the uses of my first aid kits due to, like, you always having to find everything in this game. You don't want to burn through all your first aid kit at the very beginning, because, you know, obviously later on there's gonna be more enemies, and I thought those were explosive barrels, which is why I shot it. Quickly realized they were not, so I'm really glad I didn't just dump all my ammo in one barrel. So yeah, at this point I'm just trying to get as much damage downrange as I can, because I want to say there's like 8 or so enemies out there, and at the early game with virtually no skills, you know, you don't want to just run out there running gun. Later in the game, as you spec more into your skill tree and all that, you can give yourself the ability to, you know, be able to run out there and just be that frontline guy. But at this point, you know, it's not really beneficial. And here's some shotgun gameplay. It's the second gun, and it's against these these dog bots. It's really good. And shotgun ammo, unfortunately, isn't as easy to find as pistol. Pretty much everything you loot towards the beginning of the game is going to be 32 ACP ammo, so what do you say, it's just hollow points. So I mean, against dogs it's whatever, but yeah, this is, you know, just me looting all these enemies. So I mean, as you can see, there was a fair amount, and you get combat from, I mean, you get experience from every encounter you have. Every time you discover a new, like, I guess, major location, you get experience, and then you just take that experience, and that's how you invest in your skill tree. So yeah, overall, I'm really digging the game. I'm going to try and get some multiplayer gameplay up. I don't think I'm going to use the last 30 minutes of this gameplay that I recorded, just because I think all I did was run to like a hunter's lodge, and I found a rifle. That was it. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this gameplay. I'm going to try and make a mini series out of it, and I'll see you guys later.